Hello, this is Adele, and today we're going to have a little practice with back bends. So, for this class, I really like you to tune your awareness into your back body and just noticing to what degree actually feels good for you. So, don't be in a hurry to go into so called the finer poses, but really relish in the journey of exploring how the weight moves in the body, how different parts of the body will yield to better kind of breathing. That being said, in back bends, we want to go with a subtle light breathing. So let the breath flow. You don't have to do any particular breath pattern, except if you can, do nasal breathing. Okay, so breathing in and out through the nostrils lightly. And you can start the practice with having yourself equipped with a block and a strap if you have it. Okay? So we'll start off from the ground. You'll come to lie down on your back, knees bent. The arms by the side of your thighs, and just let your legs go to start with. So feel how letting the leg go starts to release across the lower belly. Let your hands flop out. Close your eyes. Bring attention to your body. Scan across the body, noticing if any part calls out to you particularly. Some of us might be the base of the neck. Some of us will feel a little sensations across the shoulder blades. Some of us will be more sensitive around the hips, the legs, or how the foot is resting against the ground. Just take a few moments. It's like forming a connection with your own body without judgment. As you start to know your body more, start to adopt a gentle, light breath. So gentle inhale and exhale, which almost makes you feel like you are having a light-hearted pace in your breath and your movement today. Then from here, bend your knees, feet standing on the ground. Take your blocks in your hands. Place the block between your both palms and head in line with your shoulders. So overhead towards the ceiling. So gently let the shoulders pull down towards the ground. And feel like you imprint the shoulder blades towards the ground. Then reach up to the ceiling. Then squeeze the shoulder blades to the ground and lift up. Squeeze the shoulder blades to the ground, lift up. So it's a retraction and a protraction. Retraction and protraction. Squeeze the shoulder blades downwards with straight arms. Round it up. Squeeze down. Broaden. A few more times like this. Feel like a squeezing of the shoulder blades towards the ground as you stable the block in your hands. Good. Then let the shoulder blades be relaxed. Let the neck be relaxed. Keep holding the block and just raise your arms overhead. And come back to where you started. Raise it overhead and slowly back. And a few times like this, relaxing the jaws, arms straight, pressing into the block. And feeling the stretch across the front of the body. And maybe 2 more rounds. And then from there, last round, and come back, bend your elbows, take your blocks to one side. And then from there, let your arms release beside the body. Gently roll against the back of the neck. Just roll against the back of the head rather. And just feel a gentle release across the neck. Good. Come back to the center. Right knee comes in. Open the knee out to the right side. Cross the right ankle over the knee. Number 4 stretch. Then pull the left thigh in. You can hold at the back of the knee. And flex your top ankle. Just feel like both knees are in the same plane. Relax the back of the head. Chin is like going in towards the chest direction. Just feel a light stretch across the outer right hip and maybe across the right inner thigh. And slowly from there, bring the knees in, uncross the ankle, Change sides, left ankle over the top of the right knee. Flex your feet, hold on the back of the right knee. Keeping both sides of the waist long, shoulders relaxed. Press the left knee forward, right knee in, so they're in the same plane. And pull the knee inwards and uncross the ankle. Step your feet to the ground, both hands pull down the sides of the mat. Stand your feet, tuck your tail gently, and lift your buttocks off the ground. Stretching the frontal hip, draw the shoulder blades downwards. Back of the neck long. Keep your breath flowing lightly. And slowly exhale, drop the buttocks down. Roll over to one side, come onto hands and knees on all fours. Then from there, sit the buttocks back to heels, extended child's pose. Your fingers are spread, palms are about shoulder width, feet just comfortable distance for your buttocks to go downwards. Then come onto hands and knees, undulate the spine, point tail, stretch belly and chest out front, tuck tail, round it back, chin to chest. Point tail, sink belly and stretch the chest out cow. Tuck tail, rounding your back in cat. One more time in cow pose. Exhale to cat pose. And just neutral spine. Remember the shoulder blade movement that we did just now, retraction and protraction. Mimic it in this weight bearing position. Arms are straight, squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other, then round them out. Squeeze it in, round up, arms as straight as you can, squeeze in, broaden out across upper back, squeeze in, and broaden out. Then from there, tuck onto your toes, push the palms, and slowly hover the knees off the ground lightly. Push the thighs and buttocks back, get into your downward facing dog. First round, just pedal up and down your heels, stretching the lower legs. So gentle, light breath is your awareness exercise today. Slow down the walking. Let the belly come up onto the thighs. Bend your right knee, left leg straight. Relax your jaws. Change the bend leg, dropping your right heel downwards. Then maybe, for some of you, both legs straight. Push the thighs and butt back. Full downward facing dog. Come on tiptoes, both knees to ground, all fours. Stretch your right leg back, extended cat. Curl the knee towards the chest. Stretching out long. Curling in. One more time, stretch out long. And curling in, hold it here for a little while. Can you broaden the back, soften the neck? Look slightly forward, circle out the knees. The intention is rather to work the hips, okay? Opposite direction, but it almost feels like the knee is leading it. Feel the full circumference. And then come to a stop, step your right foot outside of the right hand. Knees at high lunge, back thigh lifting, stretch the chest out forwards. Left hand, left foot bare weight. Right hand on the inner knee, turn your chest slightly to the right side. Right shoulder away from your ears. Breathe. Slowly turn your gaze down, both hands down to ground, and then keep the right foot and left foot there. Walk your hands up out to the right side, to the left side slightly. Feel the right side body get a bit longer. Light on your hands, on your fingers as you need to. Slowly walk your hands back through the center. Drop the back knee, walk the hands back, diagonal split. Fingers to the ground in front, stretch the chest, broaden the collarbones. Pull the right toes towards the face. Taking the right butt towards the left heel to keep your hips stable and strong. Then slowly come back onto your right foot, press the palms, lift the back thigh, slide it back to plank pose. Drop the knees, point the toes, and then bend your elbows as you lower down to the ground. Arms beside the body, palms face down. Roll the shoulders away from the ear, locust pose. Neck as long as a gentle back bend. You can look down towards the ground forward and slowly lower down the chest. Hands beside the ribs, press to hands and knees on fours. Once again, tuck the toes, lift the knees, downward facing dog to exhale. Find a calm breath in what you find as regular, as comfortable in your practice. Come on tiptoes, both knees down to ground. Left leg extend back. Exhale, curl in, stretching out long, crunching inwards. Stretch out, stable shoulders. Pull in. One more round, stretch out. Pull in, neck soft. Circle out the knees as you look lightly to the ground in front of your fingers. Just a comfortable range of movement where you feel stable in the shoulders. Go in the counter direction. And slowly take the left foot outside of the left hand. The toes a little bit diagonally outwards. Palms push. Right thigh lift. Weight on right hand, right toes. Left hand on the inner knee. Turn the chest. It's more getting the shoulders stacked one on top of the other. Left hand is pretty light. Once your breath gets flowing, you slowly turn your gaze down. Both hands down to ground. Lift up your thighs a little bit. Feel the weight going into your left foot and your right toes. Up the body a little bit to the right side as your left knee stays pointing in the same direction. Breathe. It might not be a big walk over to the right side. Keep the stability in the hips. Walk back through center. Back knee down, walk the fingers back or keep it exactly where it is. Tuck your right toes under, diagonal speed. Broaden the collarbones, relax the jaws. Breathe, pull back the toes lightly. You will feel a stretch on the lower leg. Rebend the front knee, press your palms about shoulder width, and then tuck your back toes so you feel the weight onto both palms, and then the back toe slightly. Left foot slide back through plank. Drop the knee softly away from the hands, toes back, lay prone onto your belly. Once again, arms go back. Shrug the shoulders, rolling away from the ears. Breathe. Maybe feel a little stretch of the chest out. Just find a comfortable inhale and exhale without forcing, almost like a shoulder blade squeeze slightly in and back. Lower down all the way, push palms below the shoulders, tuck toes under, one more time downward facing dog. Then from there you take a few breaths in this familiar pose, let the thighs and buttocks go back, getting the breath to flow free. Relaxing the jaw, stretching out the fingers. Raise the heels, right leg this time, three-legged dog. Bend the top knee, curl the knee towards the chest. Right leg lift up is almost like an upgraded version of the cat crunch, curling in. One more time, right leg lift up. But this time, right foot step between the hands, back knee down, toes can stay tucked. And shift the buttocks back to take the hands onto the knees. Take the left arm next to your ears, lifting your ribs away from the pelvis, but stable in your left hip. Right arm up to the sky. Then lift your chin left over the ground, palms turn forward, cactus arm, shoulder blades pull down. Reach up. Pulling downwards, soften the jaws, reaching up. And pulling down. Take the arms back, interlace your fingers, roll the shoulders, pull down the fists, sit into your hips if you feel comfortable. If you feel comfortable, puff the chest up. You can look forward or slightly look diagonally forward. Lean forward, release your hands to the ground. Lift up the back thigh. Scoot in the back foot slightly. Both hands on blocks or fingers towards the ground. Modified pyramid pose. Both legs straight. Hug in the inner thigh and stretch the chest out forward. Lengthen through the sideways. One more breath here. Bend the front knee, then from there, your back foot is already stepped in a little bit. Let's angle the right foot about 15 to 30 degrees to the right side. Just be careful of your ankle. The back foot, you can turn the heel towards the left side. You can wedge it like a side plank position on the pinky side and walk both hands onto the outer right foot. You can stay here with knees bent or you can go ahead and squeeze the right leg straighter. IT bend stretch. And stretch the neck long, collarbones broad, elbow crease facing forward. Primarily you feel from the outer right butt to the outer hip, outer legs, all the way, maybe sometimes to the outer ankle. After a few moments, once you feel okay, then you walk the hands forward, turning the toes along with it. Then let your hands be comfortable about shoulder width. Your left foot, put it in the same place you pick it up from. Push the palms, left toes tucked under. You're going to take it back into three-legged dog. So make sure your palms are well grounded. Lift the right leg up, three-legged dog. But this time, turn the right toes towards the right diagonal. Right thigh face out. Maybe you're looking underneath the right armpit. Feel the inner thigh stretch. You can add on bend the top knee, heel to butt. Take it a little while. Squeeze the top leg straight. Now raise the left heel. I'd like you to experience level the hips, so you can slightly bend the right knee if you like to. Turn the hip facing down, the thigh facing down, the knee facing down, the ankle facing down, back to three-legged dog. And then from there, tap down the right toes. Come on tiptoes, both knees down to ground. Pull back, child's pose, buttocks to heels. Your palms stay grounded, elbow stays lifted, stretch out long. Maybe try walking your hands closer to each other, squeezing your upper arms next to your ears, next to your temples. If it hinders your breath, just feel free to open the hands wider. Good. Open your hands to regular shoulder width. Come back to hands and knees. Let's go back downward facing dog with exhale. Breath flowing, palms pushing, you're a little bit gripping your fingers if your mat is slippery. Raise the heels. Let's go the three-legged dog, left leg up to the sky. Bend the top knee, curl the knee towards the chest. Lifting upwards. You curl in, exhaling. Lifting up. And curl in, step the left foot between the hands. Back knee down, toes tucked under. Lift the chest slightly. Some of us will find helpful to let the hips go back before we come up to crescent lunge. Stable your left heel, left hand on the knee, right arm up. Feel a lift of the ribs as you stabilize your hip and your standing foot. The other arm comes up. Next to your ears, palms face forward, cactus. Inhale. Exhale, pulling down. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Take the arms back, interlace your fingers. Roll the shoulders back. Whether you puff your chest out, roll the shoulders back, then puff your chest. Whether you lift your chin up, just comfortable. Make sure you can breathe. Lean forward, frame your front foot. And then squeeze the back leg straight by stepping it forward if you need to. Back heel can stay up, modified pyramid pose. You can soften the elbows and bring the belly closer to the top thigh. Soften the neck. Find the breath. Then from there, you feel the satisfying stretch across the back of the legs for some of us. You start to bend the left knee a little bit. Turn the left toes. The back foot can scoop in a little bit if you like to. Left toes out to 15 to 30 degrees to the left side. Walk your hands to the outer left foot. Right foot can wedge on the pinky side. Front knee can stay bent or squeeze it straight. If you are using a block, take the blocks along with you to the left outer leg. You can prop up higher, especially if you feel any pinching across the hip. Relax the jaws, breathing. Wedge your foot so that you feel like your ankles are still nicely supporting you. Then slowly from there, you plant into your front foot and lift up the back heel. Both palms like you're ready to do a downward dog, which you are. Heels raise on the back leg, then left leg up, three-legged dog. Turn the knee, thigh, ankle facing leftwards, looking underneath the left armpit. Bend the top knee if you like to add on, heel to butt, a little bit hamstrings. Then from there, re-straighten the top leg. Face the thighs, hip, navel down, and gently tap down the left toes. Then from there, come on tiptoes, drop knees to ground. Sit back once again, extended child's pose. By now, if you want to add on, you can stay in this child's pose, or you can bring your hands narrower, or you can clap your palms together with your elbows drop down. Let the buttocks get heavy, the chest and the armpit coming down towards the ground. This can be quite a lot of stretch on the underside of the arms. Or you can make enough space for you to bend your elbows, forehead down to the ground. Your fingertips coming down to the base of the neck. Feel a stretch as your elbows, imagine them trying to go forward. If you're in this bent elbow position, straighten the arms forward, then slowly hands separate, and bring yourself up into hero pose, sitting on your heels. Take a moment to lift up the spine, interlace your fingers, push your palms downwards, in line with the chest, and lift up to the sky. Inhale, feel like you slightly stretch from belly to chest, maybe glance up. Exhale, you hunch your back, tipping your gaze in towards the navel. Inhale, feel like stretch out the front body. And exhale, rounding like a cat curling. Release your hands on the thighs, bring your palms forward, downward facing dog. Exhale. Squeeze the arms straight, take a little while, open your feet to mat width, and press the butt and thighs backwards. Breathe in. Soften the neck, gentle light breath, awareness of how your breath can support your postures and your movements. One more breath in here. Then raise the heels. You can always step your feet in closer together. Let's take the right foot step outside the right hand. Push the palms, left foot step outside the left hand. Toes point out, come to a half squat. Or go into a fuller squat with your fingers towards the ground. Just to support you as you need to. Good, then press the fingers against the ground, toes point forward, parallel feet, forward fold, exhaling. Then soften the knees so your butt shift forward, hands opposite elbow, cradle your forearms. Okay, cradle your forehead in your forearms rather. And then sway your body towards the right side, tipping the right elbow against the outer right shin. Stay here a little bit. Come back through center, over to the second side. Come back through center, let your upper body hang, back shift forward, thighs are pressing backwards, calves are shifting forward to get that straight line from the butt to the ankles. Let your arms release, you can soften the knees, give your weight to your heels, your hands to your hips, and all the way come up to standing. Hands to your hips, a few moments, just circle out your hips. Just feel a soft release in your hips. And let's go in the opposite direction a few times. Soft knees, soft hips. Feel the swelling within you. Good, and slowly come back through center. Bring your legs closer together so you can give a little gap between your heels. If you feel any discomfort, hug a block between your thighs. Okay, then from there, reach your arms all the way up to mountain with your body streamlined. You can cross your tongue, you can squeeze your index to touch and squeeze it next to your ears. Feel like someone is pulling you a little bit longer. There's a little balancing here for sure. Okay, our usual stance for our feet, I always ask you to place it 1 or 2 feet width apart, which is relatively more stable. But this one, we're working a little bit more to streamline. Good. Then from there, bend your elbows, hands in front of the chest. Bend your knees, squeeze your thighs and knees towards the center. Sit into your imaginary chair. Good. Let the thigh muscles get working. Take the arms out in line with your cheek or ears. You can sit in a little bit deeper. Just provided your knees can deal with this amount of flexion. Then squeeze your legs straight. Slide your hands down beside the body. One more time like this. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, slide your hands to heart center. Broaden heart, bend your knees. Let your weight sit into your heels, not sit into your knees. Okay, breathe. Squeeze your thighs for more support. Take your arms next to your cheek or ears, chair pose. And exhale, squeeze the legs straight. Release the arms now, adding a twisting as well. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Knee bend, chair pose. Tap the right elbow against the outer left knee, just squeeze the thighs. Come back to center. Exhale, change twist, squeeze the thighs. Come back center. Exhale, change twist. Come back center. Exhale, change twist. One more round, come back center, exhale, change twist. You can sit your bum deeper. Come back center and exhale, change twist. Come back center, arms next to your cheek or ears. Squeeze the legs straight. Release your arms down to the sides of the body. Step down 1/3 of the mat. We're going down via chair pose to a squat into boat pose. If it's too much for your knees, use hands on the blocks to support yourself. So feet together as close as you feel comfortable. Lift up through the heart. Inhale, reach arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Bend knees, let the knees point forward. Sit the buttocks into invisible chair. And from there, you can raise your arms forward in line with your cheek. Lean your weight forward towards the toes and then slowly raise the heels, tiptoe balance. Your tail is tucked. You let your buttocks find the ground. Arms go forward in line with your shoulders and raise your heels off your butt. Squeeze the heels towards the butt. Cross the right ankle over the left. Once again, squeeze the leg straighter. Bend the knee heel to butt. Cross the left ankle over the right. Squeeze the thighs. Drop the heel towards the butt. You can take a break or one more set. Right ankle over the left. Squeeze the leg straighten. Last time. Left over the right. Squeeze the leg straighten, balance. Slowly drop the heel, uncross the legs for a while. Cross the comfortable distance. Plant your hands, come into plank pose. Your arms are straight, your buttocks feel like it's driving down to the heels. Push the ground, relax the jaws. Subtle light breathing. Letting the thighs lift off from the ground, jaws neck soft. Feel almost like you can swallow as your ground is lifted away from you. Breathe. Then drop the knees far away, point back the toes. Slowly bend your elbows lower down to the ground. Hands come in front of the shoulder tips with the elbows angled backwards. Just open them comfortable. Forehead can find the ground. Now I'd like you to take a moment to allow the thighs to rest on the ground, the toes to be pointing backwards. Soften the groin area. So a little bit more awareness building here. So once you feel like your lower back is not so tense, your bottom is not so tense, inhale first. Exhale, slowly lift the chest up. Slowly coming down. Use the exhale to lifting up. Feel how the weight travels to the front of the pelvis, all the way down to the legs. Exhale, lifting up. The movement getting smoother. Exhale, lifting up. And slowly lower down. If you'd like to up the game a little bit, slide your fingertips in line with shoulder tips, but keep the elbows hugged in. Good. Shoulders feel like you're dragging away from the ears. Same action, same breath, just a different degree, different range of movement. And slowly exhale. Maybe you come up a little higher and lower down. Some of us might feel easier with your feet open wider. Exhale, just a comfortable distance. Feel like you stretch out the front of the body and lower down. Use your hands to your advantage. Exhale, let the weight travel down to the front of the groin, all the way down to the toes, and lower down. Just one more set. Exhale. You can always skip the last set, Roll the shoulders, stretch the chest out, stretch the belly out, breathe, and slowly all the way down. Open the elbows out to the side, lay onto your left temple, gazing onto the right side. Take a moment. Once your breath has calmed down, you turn on to the second side. Just light breathing. It may be faster, still nostril breathing, nasal breathing as best as you can. Come back to the center. Let's bend our right knee. Right hand go around, catch the ankle from outside. Okay, let the shoulders roll back. Your left hand can come directly in front of your chest, perch on the ground in front. Your left leg can open up to comfortable width across the mat, but most likely for most of us, it will stay within the mat. And exhale, let the foot push into your hand. And slowly use the hand to pull the weight in. Exhale, foot pushing into your hand. and slowly down. Just one more time. Exhale, find half bow pose. Breathe. And slowly down. Release your right hand down. Change sides, left knee bend, left hand curl around the left outer ankle. So turn the shoulders back. Let the foot slightly push into your hand. Right hand go forward. Right foot is helping to stabilize. So same action. Exhale, foot push in your hand. Feel how the weight travels down to the legs and lower down. Exhale, let the chest rise as the foot pulls, give a good stretch to the armpit area and lower down. One more time, exhale. Find here, breathe half bow. Just stable breath. And slowly come down. Good. Let the hands come down, both feet parallel, hands beside the wrist. Pull the buttocks back and then open the knees a little wider, big toes touching. Go into child's pose with a little hip opening. Relax the jaws, then take the arms by the side of the body. Take a little while. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Slide the hands forward. Come back to hands and knees. But this time, slide your right knee to your right wrist and right foot comes forward. You can always use the block underneath your right butt. Left leg, tuck your toes. Look at it a straight line back and slowly stretch the left leg backwards. And from there, you use your hands, push the ground in front of you and feel like you're shifting your weight a little bit to the left side of the body. Take a while in this upright position. Then rest your left forearm, left elbow on the ground in front, right elbow on the ground in front into a resting pigeon for a bit. Not going to be here for very long. Feel the left leg outstretched. You can stay on your forearms or you can push up a little bit higher. And from there, those who can, you bend the back knee. You can walk your right hand a little bit closer to the left side. Then left hand, hold the foot and you can bend the elbow, pull the heel towards the butt. So I'm using my right hand quite a bit to help me to support the weight as I stretch my left front thigh. A little while here, feeling, lean your weight to the left side, feel the left front thigh stretching, a quadricep stretch. Then from there, let the foot slightly push in the hand, release the foot, take the hands back to where you pick it up, shoulder width apart. Slide the left knee forward, right knee back on all fours, downward facing dog. Exhale. Take a little while, thighs and butt goes back, breathing. Come on tiptoes, both knees down to ground. Open the knees a little wider, big toes touching. Sit back, extended child's pose with a hip stretch focus. Come back to hands and knees. Let the feet be parallel, left knee forward, left foot pulls up, right leg stretch back, pigeon pose. Take a quick glance at it, the right foot in line, the right hip more or less. Then you can work onto your hands a little bit, push up slightly so you shift your weight more to your right foot, the right side body. You can stay upright or give it a little rest as you lower the right elbow and the left elbow down to the ground. Your left butt can be catched against the block. So if you feel any discomfort against the left knee, remember to flex your left ankle and not forcing the front shin to be parallel with the ground. Shoulders away from ears, gentle, light, subtle breath. And you can walk your weight in a little bit, walk it a little bit to the right side, bend your right knee, right hand go around, catch the foot and pull the heel towards the butt. My left hand is bearing weight. I'm reminding myself to really lift the chest. Not holding your breath helps a lot in preventing any jam in the body, moving circulation. Slightly let the foot push in your hand, release your hand grip, slide the hands shoulder width apart, right knee forward, left knee back. Then tuck your toes, wide-legged, downward facing dog. Exhale. Let the thighs and buttocks pull back, find a neutral spine, neutral pelvis. Breathe. Let your breath soothe your body for a bit. Just quiet breath. Then from there, walk your feet closer together. Push back to downward dog, regular. Raise the heels, right leg up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, heel to butt, open the hip. Then raise the left heel, pull the right knee towards the left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog, open hip. Right knee to the right elbow. Three-legged dog, open hip. Last time, right knee to the chest. Stand your right foot between the hands. Back thigh lift, back heel up. Come up to high lunge. Front knees bend over the front ankle. Lift your ribs away from the pelvis. Left hand come to the back of your left thigh. Right arm reach across towards the left side lightly. You can bend the top elbow. Place the hands against the left shoulder tip. Lift up the ribs. Lift your chin if you like to. And slowly raise the right arm. Cartwheel both hands down to the ground. Left foot wedge on the left side of the foot. Right foot go back. Side plank with the right arm into the sky. Squeeze your thighs as you did in both pose. Right palm back to the ground. Lift up the heels. Come to plank pose. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Raise the heels. Right leg back up to the sky. Bend the knee. Open hip. Three-legged dog. Easier journey forward. Pull the knee forward to the chest and right foot stand between the hands. Back knee down, toes point back or tuck under for more support. Take your hands on your both hands on the knees rather, and use your right hand to wedge the knee forward as your hips sit in. Left arm next to your ears. Same thing, turn the chest to the left side. Take the left hand on the back of the knee or the thigh or where you can reach. You're stable, your chest is turning a little bit leftwards. Right arm lift up the ribs, puff out your heart. Maybe bend the right elbow, tap it onto the left shoulder, and raise your heart, breathing out. You can use the head to wedge against the forearms. And slowly cartwheel both hands down to the ground in front. Sit back in your half split just for a little relief. And then bend the front knee, plant the hands, lift up the back thigh, slide back into one leg plank, and touch down. Drop the knees far away from hands, toes point back, bend the elbows slowly lower down. Hands beside the ribs. Let the weight travel to the front of the pelvis and towards the toenails. Inhale, exhale. Feel like you slide forward as the hands pull back into your cobra position. Pull back, exhale, downward facing dog. Take a little while breathing. In fact, I read a book recently saying that resist that temptation to sigh. Use it to breathe instead. Second side, heels up, left leg up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, heel to butt, open hip, three-legged dog. Turn the knee towards the right elbow, crunch forward. Inhale, three-legged dog, open hip, or just a regular three-legged dog. Pull it towards the same side elbow. One more time, three-legged dog. Keep up the zest. Pull and step the left foot between the hands, right heel stays up. Can move it to the right side a little bit. High lunge. Lift the ribs, right hand to the back of your right thigh, glancing over a little bit to the right side. Feel free, left arm reaching to the ceiling or bend the elbow. Hand against the shoulder tip. You can keep your neck neutral, just pushing the head into the forearms or slightly puff the chest. Make sure you can find your balance. Reach the left arm, right arm cartwheel forward, both hands frame the front foot, wedge on the right outer edge of the foot. Left foot can step down halfway or all the way, and then press into your right hand, come up into side plank. Hug the thighs inwards. Left hand find the ground, come to plank pose. Drop the knees far away, bend the elbows lower down. Inhale, cobra position. Find a nice breath as the weight stretched out all the way to the feet. Puff your chest. If your hip falls back naturally, that's fine, but you don't have to push it back. Lean the weight backwards and then slowly from there, downward facing dog. Exhale. Left leg up, three-legged dog. Easier journey, bend the knee, left foot step between the hands. Back knee comes down to the ground, toes tuck or point. Take your hands on the knees, position yourself well as your front foot stays standing. Right arm to the sky, draw a circle all the way to the right side. Find the right calf ankle, left arm to the sky, puff your heart, ribs open. And then bend the left elbow hand towards the shoulder tips. Let the hip falls into the hand and puff the chest. Stand strong in your left foot. Right butt also firm to support your back bend. Slowly from there, cup your both hands down, frame the front foot. Shift weight onto your right knee, tuck the right toes under. Half split for a breath. Slowly plant the hands down. Lift up the back thigh, push your palms. Go back to regular plank or just a brief moment. Left leg stretch back, one leg plank. Plant the toes down, drop the knees down again. Toes back all the way lower down to the ground. Drop the right elbows in front, below the shoulder tips. Come to Sphinx pose. Take a little while. You may close your eyes if you feel comfortable. You may want to glance over right shoulder, right hip, right heel. Turn back forward, glance over to the second side. Just mildly stretching the hip flexors. Come back forward, slide your hands towards the ribs, pull back. Toes point back, sit the buttocks back, extend the child's pose. Take yourself up to hero pose and take your arms to the sky. Interlace your fingers, hands at the back of the head, point the elbows forward and slightly push the head into your hand. Bring the chin towards the chest as you curl your body in a rounded shape. Then inhale, press on the shin, slowly lift the chest and let the head fall back into your hands. One more side like this. Exhale as you sit your buttocks down, you round. Feel like you're tipping your elbows towards the top of the knees. Then inhale as you press the shin and thigh. Thighs forward, you open across the chest. Let the head fall into the cradle of the palms. Come back to neutral. Sit the buttocks down and rest the hands down. Slide the hands forward. Once again, come into a right leg pigeon. So the right heel stays close to the groin and your left leg straight back. Okay, shift the weight more to the left side and use fingers on the ground to prop yourself a little higher. You may use block at this time. Good, then walk both hands a little bit to the left side. Okay, just in front of the ankle will do. You wedge against the right pinky side of the foot and right outer knee. Okay, then bend your back knee. See if it works. And tap down the toes. Once again, bend. Take your hand to find the foot. And then from there, you hold on the inner side of the ankle. And use your hands to perch yourself a little higher. Okay, maybe you get to settle your hips down. Maybe you still use your hands for support. Wedging against the right ankle and right knee. You can stay here. Some of you can pull the heel closer to the butt. Bring the foot into the inner ankle. Stay here. Or as you get comfortable, right arm up to the sky. Once again, find your right hand to the left shoulder, or maybe you grip your fingers. Lift the ribs. Let the hip fall into your hand. Breathe. Then slowly turn your chin down. Release the right hand. Release the left foot. Sit over to the right side and get your left leg out forward. So you can get the left thigh onto your Left back of knee onto your right ankle and use your hands to prop yourself a little bit taller. Take a moment either in the upright position with your ankle wedged below the knee. If it's still comfortable for you, you fold in at the hip halfway with your fingers wedged beside your hips for support. Feel free to walk the hands forward to go into a forward fold over your thighs. Stretch your chest, chin forward, and slowly walk the hand in. Bend your left knee, slide it back, and then push your palms, come back to cat pose. Exhale, downward dog to reset. Once you find the breath is flowing well, that's where you know that you're more ready for the second side. Take more time, pause me if you need to, okay? Come on tiptoes, both knees down to ground, left knee to the left wrist. Left heel still stays close to groin, right leg straight leg. Take a moment to just find comfort in your hip and then sitting on your left hip. And then perch yourself on fingers, feel like almost you're floating your left butt. Okay? We're pretty much using the support of the left knee and left outer edge of the foot before we sit in a little bit more comfortably. Walk both hands to the front of the right ankle. So you shift your weight backwards, almost like you are able to look over the right shoulder, right hip rather. Left hand will stay, then you let your chest turn on the right diagonal, bend the back knee and take your right hand to find your inner ankle, pull the heel in. I'm not letting my butt come down yet until I feel like my thigh has stretched back more. Then maybe I find a foot into the crook of my elbow. Left hand can stay pushing the ground and lifting up my body long, or I can bend, reach the left arm next to my ears, tap my left hand across the shoulder, or hook my fingers. Breathe. And slowly let the left arm go to the sky before it finds the ground in front of the ankle. Right foot let go of the right hand, let go of the right foot, and then sit over to your left side. The right leg go forward, wedge the left ankle below the right knee. Use your hands to push yourself upright. Stay here for a little while, just getting the right leg straight, left knee bend like half pigeon, or exhale, fold forward. Feel free to add the arms forward. Sit more evenly between your between your butt cheeks. Just find a weight more even. And slowly inhale, raise the chest and take yourself all the way up. Both legs out forward to the front and hands go behind you. Take a little while, just lean weight into your hands as your feet point forward. Just lean backwards, okay? Just slouching back slightly. You can start to move your legs a little bit, just shake out your thighs. Tap your thighs against the ground. Feel like you could really rotate your ankles and go in the counter direction. Good, and point flex your feet a lot. Wriggle out your toes and relax them. Then bring yourself all the way to the front of the mat. Okay, you can help yourself down on your elbows or you can reach your arms forward in line with the shoulders. Gently round your back and take yourself all the way down to the ground. Arms reach overhead. Streamline the body and stretch out. Exhale, release the arms and bend your knees, feet standing on the ground. Take your arms overhead again, reaching out long. Let the elbows bend and rest it onto the ground. Feel the chest open, feel the breath flow free in the front body. And bring both arms beside the body, bend your knees. Bring both knees towards the armpit, big toes touching. And just roll onto your pelvis, the top of the pelvis, from side to side. You can draw in a circle. And go in the opposite direction. Come back to the center. Add on happy baby. Right hand, hold the big toe and pull the knee towards the armpit. Left heel can stay in. Take a while, turn the sole of the foot towards the sky. Let the right thigh and right knee just come down to a comfortable space. Put the right foot in, release the right hand. Left hand, hold the big toe with the 3 fingers. Pull the left knee closer towards the ground next to your ribs. Turn the sole of the foot pointing up. You can do both sides happy baby. Sole of the foot point up. Let the buttocks feel like it's being stretched and latched and slated back to the end of the mat. Full happy baby pose. Bring your feet together, hands hold at the back and the picking side of the foot, and slowly crunch upwards. Relax your head down. Both hands catch the big toe. If it's too much for you, you hold the back of the knees and squeeze the legs straight up to the sky. If you're holding the toes, keep on holding and slightly pull your buttocks off the ground. Like coming into a halasana, like a plow pose, but not a lot. Just slightly stretching out along the back against the ground. Folding at the hip crease. Slowly bend your knees, release your hands from your feet, and stand your feet one at a time back to the ground again. Lay your arms inverted V shape down, roll against the back of the head a few times. Notice once again, now that you're not busy with your physical movements, notice your light, subtle breath. You might also like to do a few rounds of pelvic tilt. Okay, so pelvic tilt is almost like you're stretching the belly down and pointing the belly button all the way to the space between the heels, and then tucking under. Feels like you're rounding your lower back and lifting your buttocks a little bit. And just very subtle action of pelvic tilt. So feeling the curvature of the lower back with this tilting. Make it so small that you feel like no one else knows that you're doing the pelvic tilt except for yourself. And whenever you're ready, you let the legs stretch out forwards, like how you started the class. And let your legs lay long as you relax on the ground. Shavasana. If you feel more comfortable otherwise, you can always stand your feet with your knees bent. Relax and stay. Start to become more aware of your breath. against your body. Feel how your body is feeling against the earth. How is the back of the head feeling? How is the shoulder blades feeling? The lower back, the pelvis, the legs, the feet. Is there anything different from how you felt at the start of the class versus now? Start to move your fingers and your toes. You can stretch yourself out. And letting go, turn over to one side comfortable. Take a few moments, a few breaths. When you're ready, use the top hand to prop the ground to lift yourself back up to a sit. Comfortable upright sit. Your hands can rest on your knees or your ankles. Perhaps you got a little bit more awareness on how you felt before and after the session. And that might give you insight into your practice, into how you're flowing with the instructions and cues, into how you may help yourself by using more props or more rest time, or even using the breath to support the practice so that you feel stronger, eliminating the unnecessary tension that you may hold in certain poses. So yoga is a wonderful opportunity to gain insight. So when your breath is light and quiet, that gives you that chance to explore deeper inwards. Slide your hands to your heart. Give thanks for your practice. Gently open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you.